Hi, this is Dr. Frank with the Church of Rational Truth. We've been doing lectures on different types of logical fallacies, so I figured we'd continue that on today's Sunday lecture, and we talk about an interesting one that I've heard a lot when having theological talks about people, and that is the divine fallacy. It's got a couple of other names, but basically the way this fallacy works is because something is so awesome, incredible, ununderstandable, amazing, therefore something else must be true. So generally the reason it's called the divine fallacy is because many people go, look at how beautiful the Grand Canyon is, look at how beautiful nature is, look at how beautiful human birth is. It's so beautiful and unimaginable how it could come into being any other way. It must be God, it must be divine, it must be because of this. The problem is something being amazing, something being astonishing, or not understanding how something works does not mean anything else. Those two things are unrelated. If I don't understand how a TV works, it doesn't mean God made a TV. It's just that I am not understanding the processes that went through that made this, and it does not necessitate that something divine or something amazing or otherworldly created it, because that's just not how logic works. If it was, then anything that is amazing would be divine. But then the problem is there's the counter argument of then anything horrible means there is no God. That's one that I usually see when people make that argument. I go, well, if that's true, I can make the same argument about if I see something horrible, there is no God, because that's the same logic. That's the same logic that the divine, if there's something awesome and amazing, that must be due to God. If there's something absolutely horrible, there must not be a God, or you make other assumptions. But those two things are completely unrelated. You can't just look at some things and make assumptions. You need to have backing, you need to have facts. So that is the divine fallacy. It's not necessarily always used in religion, but it's used that because it's just commonly used for religion. Because that's what it leans it to. If you see something unimaginable, most people jump to the conclusion it must be God. And so that's usually where you see that fallacy. It doesn't necessarily have to go to that fallacy. It's basically the I am coming to a conclusion because I cannot come up with a reason, or it is so unimaginable that anything else could have done it, therefore this. That is it. It's a fairly simple fallacy, but it's made many, many times when people are just drawing conclusions. I've heard it many times from people who are strongly Christian or have strong other religious beliefs that, that's their reason for believing. But really, you could make that argument about anything. I could argue that Satan made it because Satan is so wonderful. Who else could have done it? I could have argued that an invisible monkey went through and made this in the universe. You could argue literally anything just because those two things are not related. But that's it for this lecture. We'll see you, next time for another lecture. Let us know if you want to see more on logical fallacies or if you want us to focus on anything else. That's it for today. This is Dr. Frank with the Church of Rational Truth signing off.